Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Smash JT. In this episode, I want to bring in my friend Gary from Roxolid Productions, and we're going to be talking about 10 tips on how to start a YouTube channel if you're just getting started out. Now, me and Gary both have fairly small channels in the grand scheme of things, but if you're familiar with Shawn Long, RGT85, and John Rigg'd over at Rigg'd Games, you would have seen that they made a top 10 tips on how to start a YouTube channel from their perspective. But they are gigantic channels, so Gary and I got together and said, hey, we're fairly small. We recently started our channels. What are some ways that we found that were successful in growing our channels? So I'm going to throw it over to Gary to say what's up.
Hey everyone, Gary here with Roxolid Productions, but I'm here on Smash JT's channel. This is weird. Anyways guys, there was a recent video by Shawn Long and John Rigg'd talking about some tips and tricks that they've picked up over the years on how they've started their YouTube channels and how to be successful. We thought that we'd collaborate on this video here as a part 2 to what RGT85 and John Rigg'd came up with.
For my first tip, I want to talk about energy and pace. I know those are two different things, but trust me, they go together so much that it's one thing. You need to have a positive, powerful energy on your videos, make people engaged, make them want to listen more to what you have to say, and keep up a good pace to your video. If you start slowing down or kind of going off the rails on what you're talking about, no one's going to want to keep watching. They're going to click off and go on to something else. This is YouTube. There are a million things for people to be watching. Make them have a reason to want to watch you.
Use outlines. See, I tend to ramble. I've got that right here, and because I don't script my stuff, I outline it. One of the things that I do, just so that it's a little bit less obvious, is I generally put my whiteboard that I use either right next to the tripod or mounted to the front, so my eyes are still looking the whole time here. The lens is up there, but my eyes are down here, still pretty much, you know, kind of covers or makes it look like I'm looking at the camera and talking to you. Make sure that you use an outline and stick to it.
My next tip is be perfect. Now, obviously nobody's going to be perfect in their videos, but you want to try to be as close to that as possible and strive for that in every video you make. I mean, I can tell you right now, I've already refilmed this like 7 different times. I want to limit the jump cuts, but I want to keep your attention, and I want to make sure I get my point across when I say be perfect.
The next tip that I have is that you should really invest in a few essentials once you decide that you really want to develop and grow and not just post a video here and there because you think it's fun. If it's something that you actually want to, you know, if you're going to monetize, if you're going to have regular postings, if you're going to have a theme to your channel, what it's designed to be, then you want to spend a little bit of money, and when I say a little bit, you know, about $100 to really go and take your channel to the next level. This little guy here, the lapel microphone, is your friend. The unit that I'm using here, I got off of Amazon for under $20. Also, lighting is huge. I have a light box that I bought off of Amazon, and I'm using an LED spotlight in both of them, and it makes things a heck of a lot better and more professional looking.
Most people who are going to be watching this are smaller channels because they want to see how to grow to be a bigger channel when they're small. And the first thing you got to think about when you're a small channel is that in the grand scheme of things, nobody really cares about you. And that's not a bad thing. Actually, you need to use that to your advantage. And because of that, my next tip is don't be afraid to experiment. You don't even know who you are in YouTube yet. Do a whole bunch of different stuff. Find out what you're good at. More importantly, find out what you like doing videos of. And make sure you do something that's entertaining and engaging while you're making those videos.
The next piece of advice that I have is to invest in some kind of editing software. It takes off so much pressure when you're filming because you don't have to do it all in one take. You can add things in like B-roll or action footage or still photography and be able to add those to really enhance the video that you're producing. A lot of people want to know what the best software to use is, and it may sound like a bit of a cop-out, but really the best software is the one that you can get the most out of, where you understand where all your tools are and that you can really use to its fullest potential. Editing and investing in an editing software can really help you get more out of your videos and just take it to that next level.
Most of these things I'm talking about are things to strive for, not things that people will actually accomplish. And with that in mind, my next tip is don't get discouraged. Whatever you think it is that's knocking you down, you get critical comments, you get a bad day, nobody's watching your video you posted, you feel like you put all this effort into stuff and just nothing's working out, don't give up. Reach out, make comments on other channels, try to see if you can get them to come to your channel, but don't do it obnoxiously. Talk about the video that they posted and how it relates to what you made. One of the best nuggets of information I've ever heard when it comes to criticism is when I was listening to the Peanut Butter Gamer talking to Pat the NES Punk on his podcast, and Pat the NES Punk said, "You have millions of subscribers. How do you handle it when you get criticism?" And he says, "I get criticism all the time. I just let it flow off my back. The only time it actually affects me is when I know they're right, and that's when I try to fix it."
One of the cool things about being a content creator on YouTube, or just being involved in anything that you're passionate about, is becoming an active member of your community. Your YouTube channel is a community. Anytime someone leaves a comment, and within reason of course, but I thank them for taking their time out not only to watch my video, but to take time and leave a comment on it. They don't have to do that. They're either they're asking a question or they're saying good job, good work, thanks for that. The least I can do is take a moment to acknowledge their comment by just throwing a like on it and saying thank you, or if they're thanking me, saying you're welcome.
And for my final tip, it's not really a tip at all. It's more of just keep this in mind while you're making videos. There is no silver bullet. There's no blueprints, there's no map. There is nothing in YouTube, which is actually a good thing because you can do whatever you want and hopefully it works, but there's nothing to follow that will actually make your channel 100% guaranteed successful. The only advice I could really give is going back to my first tip. Try to make every video perfect. Make every video count. Every video is an advertisement for your channel. And with that, every video that people watch, they're going to determine if they want to watch more and subscribe, or if they're turned off and don't ever want to see you again. So make sure you put forward your best effort every time you make a video. And also keep in mind, since we're smaller YouTube channels right now and YouTube's been around for a long time, there are so many incredible channels out there that you can look to for how they got to be successful. And watch their videos with an editor's eye. Don't watch it to be entertained. Watch it to see how that they made the video. Not just what they're doing in the video, but how they made it.
Jeff, thank you. Smash JT. I also have to thank John Rigg'd and Shawn Long for being cool with us, taking this as smaller YouTubers and kind of doing this as a part 2, as a follow-up to their video. If you haven't done so already, make sure that you subscribe to Smash JT's channel. Make sure that you subscribe to John Rigg'd's channel, Rigg'd Games. Make sure that you subscribe to RGT85, that's Shawn channel. These guys are awesome and I really appreciate everything that they've done. If you want to follow me, my name again is Gary Katzer. I am with Roxolid, I know I spell it weird, Roxolid Productions. Jeff here with Smash JT did all the editing and I greatly appreciate it. Jeff, again, thank you. Subscribe to Smash JT if you have not done so already. And again, to John, to Shawn, thank you guys. I'm Gary with Roxolid Productions. Jeff, why don't you wrap this one up?
Thank you so much, Gary. You're too kind. Yeah, it was a blast making this, and it really got me thinking about everything that I've learned from when I first started making YouTube videos to today, which is about 10 or 11 months in right now. There's so much you can learn in such a short period of time that in a way it's kind of exciting. It's like the great unknown that you need to explore. And for that, guys, it is a blast doing these YouTube videos. Again, I want to say thank you so much to RGT85 and Rigg'd Games for making the original video and giving us the idea on a collaboration to do this video. And I hoped it helped some of you guys out learning a few new things that they didn't mention in that you didn't know already. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one.